What's up, Rad fam? If you've been a Rad fam member for a little while, really even just like one video, you will know on this channel we have a love for exploring the creepy, the unexplainable, the weird. So today I want to go explore the internet for some creepy, unexplainable personal stories. Now I'm talking like glitches in the Matrix, paranormal sightings where people can't rationally explain, like that type of stuff. So let's get to it. Narration voice on. The first story is called Predicting the Future. In the 9th grade, I sat in my English class waiting for the lesson to begin. My teacher always liked to take 10 minutes at the beginning of class just to talk about everything and anything. So this one particular day, he begins with the story of his friend that was supposed to be on a flight but canceled at the last minute when he had a dream of a plane crash. That is so spooky. I mean, I guess you'd be really grateful to have like that sixth sensibility, and like I think we've all heard stories of people that like this has actually happened to. The small plane took off without him and later crashed. He then told us a story about a robbery that had occurred at his house a few years prior. He said he woke up in the middle of the night when he heard footsteps in the hallway. He picked up his baseball bat he kept beside his bed, and when the crook opened the bedroom door, my teacher shattered his forearm with the baseball bat. After he was done telling us the stories, he began his lecture but was immediately interrupted by a seagull smacking into the window of our classroom. Well, that's some like horror movie scene right there with the seagull smashed into the glass. That is very disturbing. And he's just gonna like gloss over the fact about the robber breaking into his house and him shattering the forearm. I feel like that's a very interesting story and I would like to hear more, but you know, let's continue. Maybe that comes back into play. The next day I came to class and sat at my desk and my teacher began his 10-minute talk. He started with the story of his friend who had a dream of a plane crash. Oh, history's repeating itself. I put up my hand halfway through the story, realizing that I had heard him say this before, and the teacher must have forgotten he had told us already. But as I'm telling him that he told us the story, my classmates looked at me and said, "No, he didn't." Oh, snap. What is this? So my teacher finishes the story and then segues into his next story about a robbery that occurred at his house a few years prior. This time I beat him to the punchline and said, "You told us this yesterday. You broke the guy's arm with a baseball bat." Again, my classmates look at me and one guy tells me to shut up. My teacher says, "Well, yeah, I broke the guy's arm with a baseball bat. Did I tell you already?" I tell him he told us yesterday and that his baseball bat is named Charlene. He's baffled I know the name of his bat. But again, everyone seems to deny he ever told us this. I can't believe what is going on. I begin to laugh thinking that I'm going crazy. My first instinct wouldn't be that I'm going crazy. My first instinct would be like, yo, I just predicted the future. What the heck? Where did the superpower come from? So I say, "No, watch. A seagull is going to hit our window within the next 2 minutes. Of course, no one believes me, and the punk tells me to lay off the crack pipe. The class settles down and my teacher starts his lesson. 5 seconds later, a seagull hits the window. That would spread around school that you are a psychic within like that day. You would now be known as the kid that predicts the future, and I think everyone would come up to this kid wanting him to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. I mean, it'd be creepy if you were to see something creepy, right? Like if you were to be like, "Hey, someone's gonna break into your house tomorrow," you know what I mean? Like that would be terrifying. But then again, it would save someone's life potentially. I would consider that a superpower and I'd be pretty stoked that I had it, to be honest. The fortuitous breaking. Once I was driving to work, suddenly I blurted out, okay, wow, that's French. Fond de look? Fond de look. Is that it? I'm going with it. Once I was driving to work, suddenly I blurted out Fond de look, which I had recently found as a place in Wisconsin. This took me by surprise because I am not prone to blurt out obscure place names to myself whilst driving. That evening, I was driving home doing 80 in the passing lane. I was passing a trailer truck, got halfway up the trailer, and on the trailer right in the middle, it said Fond de look, which took me so much by surprise that I hit the brake to make sure I wasn't seeing things. As I looked at the truck, something happened in lane 1, and the truck swerved hard over into my lane. Because I had already braked, I was able to narrowly avoid being run off the road and crushed by the truck as it ran into my lane. What? That is serious. Okay, he's in some Final Destination shiz right now, okay? He just cheated death. I'm sure your mortality would come into question after this experience. You would be like, whoa, I almost died today, and I didn't die. Why did I see this? Why didn't I die today? You would ask so many questions, right? You'd be like, what is this? Do I have a sixth sense? Is there a higher purpose? Was I not meant to die? There's a thin line between life and death, and ooh, that's so spooky. This next one is titled, "The Hotel Room Shifted Beneath Us as We Slept." And honestly, what does that mean? That the hotel, like they woke up in a different room? That's pretty terrifying. Let's find out. I was on a road trip with my family once. We stayed at a hotel for a night. Our room was nothing more than 2 beds and a restroom with a big mirror on across from the beds. Everyone went to sleep on me. I stayed up playing a mobile game I was addicted to at the time. Very relatable. At about 2 a.m. I went to sleep. When I woke up, I noticed something was just ever so slightly off. The mirror was gone. The room had 2 separate bedrooms and there were 3 beds. Okay, bud, that is not slightly off. That is completely different. That is hugely off. That is like waking up in like a panic of what happened type off. Apparently, I was the only one who noticed it because my family called me crazy. Still confused to this day as to what possibly happened. I mean, yeah, what happened? Unless like you in the road trip days you were so tired and then the days like kind of melted into one and the hotel rooms kind of melted into one, so like you misremembered. But I have a hard time thinking he misremembered the morning he woke up. Ooh, this is weird though. I'd be so freaked out. I'd be afraid to like sleep. Oh gosh, this title though. The next one's called I Saw and Heard a Disembodied Hand Smacking My Nightstand. I was putting makeup on and from the corner of my eye I saw what looked like a shadow of a hand slapped down onto my nightstand. That literally just gave me shivers down my spine. I got goosebumps on my legs now. That is so creepy. Would have dismissed it as my brain playing tricks on me or something, but I heard it too, and it sounded like a really loud smack. It was weird, but I've experienced so many small unusual incidences like this, things randomly falling or shaking, so I guess I've become apathetic to it. This was the first time I ever actually heard the thing too though. Okay, that's weird. I mean, she would have heard the books falling though, right? Or maybe not, maybe it was like when she was sleeping. Playing devil's advocate here, trying to explain what she says is the unexplainable. I mean, she might want to, you know, get something checked out in terms of like her brain, you know what I mean? I mean, if it all happens in the same house, could you theorize that her house is haunted? Or does it happen just around her? Because there's a big difference there. Ooh, that would, I don't know how she got apathetic to it. That would creep me the F out. My Name in the Snow. Okay, getting a little chilly vibe, pun, because of the picture, but also like, it seems creepy. This past winter, I hiked one of the high peaks in the 80Ks with a buddy of mine and camped out overnight. Everything was fine the entire first day we were there. We had a great night's sleep and woke up early to hike back to the parking area. On the way back down the trail, my friend and I noticed that someone else had been hiking as well. About a mile after walking, I stopped and saw that my full name, first and last, was drawn into the snow on the side of the footpath. I didn't do it, neither did my friend. Oh no, oh that, ooh, I would think you had like a stalker. Ooh, that's someone that like wanted to scare you. What? Oh no, that, oh, I would bust out into a full-on sprint back to my car. It was snowing a bit throughout the night, and if it was drawn the day before, the snow would have covered it up. We got a bit freaked out and decided to hustle back to our car so we could get the F out of there. I would literally be running. I would like recall some of my track experience and I would have busted out of there so fast. That is so creepy. Oh my gosh, so that had to been done right before they got there. That means whoever did it is hiding in the snow somewhere. Oh, that's so creepy. We finally get back to the parking lot and I go to sign myself out of the registry book. When I turn the page to where I signed in, I see someone had scribbled out all of my information to where you couldn't read it anymore. No one else had signed into the book besides myself for 3 days. I will not be going back there. Wait, no one else signed into the book besides myself? What about his friend? So that means someone went through the effort of probably seeing your name in the book, knowing where you were going, stalking you, and then writing your name in the snow right before you got to where they wrote it, knowing that you would get there before the snow covered it up. All to what? To scare you? Ooh, I would think I had a stalker. Ooh, no. That is too creepy for me. The last story we're going to be reading today, just to really cement the spooky vibes, is called Locked Out. About 10 years ago, I was at a relative's house, a cottage in small Michigan coastal town, for my summer vacation. She was almost completely deaf. Without hearing aids, she was completely deaf. Because of her impairment, she had a security system that flashed lights and called her home phone, which also had a light, in addition to a sound alarm. This is important for later. Okay, I'm getting some like Hushed movie vibes going on right now, guys. If you haven't seen Hushed, highly recommend it. I think it's still on Netflix. Really great movie. I had gone out to see the 4th of July carnival and arrived back home at 11. My relative went to sleep at 8 every night at the least, or at the latest. That makes sense. When I came in, I turned off the alarm, essentially signing myself in, and turned it back on again like I did every time I came home late. I poured myself a glass of water and walked upstairs. Now, upstairs there was a long hallway. At the end of the door was a patio overlooking the backyard. We never used it because it wasn't up to code. The house was built in the 1800s. Wow, that's old. And many aspects weren't worth the money it would cost to fix them. So there was a decorative antique chair there propped against the door to the back patio. When I walked in that night, the chair was propped against my bedroom door instead. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm getting the spooky vibes. I'm getting the shivers. Oh, no. Leaned against the doorknob as if to keep someone from exiting. I bolted from my relative's room to find her fast asleep. Her guard dog was also asleep. I woke my relative up and she put in her hearing aids. Wait, so you're telling me the guard dog didn't hear anything either? I thought animals are supposed to like be more alert to like paranormal things and even just like real life things. Like, oh, that is so spooky. She called the alarm company and they had no record of anything besides her setting the alarm at 6:30 and my entrance at 11 p.m. They called the police anyway. Of course you should. Like, that's creepy. That means someone came into your house somehow. When the cops arrived, they moved the chair and attempted to open my bedroom door. It was locked. Oh, no, 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 no. I would not go in there. I would not go in there. The doorknob was original to the house and there was no key for it. So the cops and I walked out the front balcony and used my key to open the sliding doors. Everything was as it should have been. And when we opened the door from the inside, it wasn't even locked. What? What would the cops say to that? Like, this is truly an unexplainable situation. Like, what the hell? The cops searched the entire house and found nobody and nothing was missing. I have no idea why there was a chair barricading my bedroom door and why it appeared locked when the lock wasn't even turned. The police sent for a fingerprinting kit and they found no fingerprints on the chair. Not even my relatives? Nobody knew why. I had trouble sleeping in that room after that. I literally would not sleep in that room. That is such a freaky event. And that means other people witnessed that freaky event too. So it's not even like you could try to downplay it. Like your mind's playing tricks on you. I think that's why I love and freaking hate unexplainable experiences. Because if they are never explained, you're going to be left with so many questions. And questions that probably most likely will never be answered. Oh, it's so irritating because I want to know more. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you did, please turn on my bell channel notifications down below so that you're notified when the next video goes live. And right now I'm posting 6 videos a week, so there's lots of spooky things happening. I'm just saying, guys, the videos this week I feel like are especially spooky, so definitely turn that bell on. And until next time, keep it the redness, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye. Oh, that's so creepy.